Good morning, everybody. Here we have a 2022 Subaru Outback Wilderness. First, let me start with apologizing about the camera and the lighting if that's an issue. We're actually doing this on my phone, first video, so here we go. What we're planning on doing this morning, and believe me, it is morning, early morning. Got my coffee ready. We are going to throw a trailer hitch on this today. Right down there we got from E-Trailer, which is not a sponsor. But like I said, this is the first video, so I'm not looking for sponsors. This is just something I figured I'd want to show. Dealership, we're asking way too much to install a trailer hitch. So we ordered one and I'm going to put it on this morning, hopefully. I do love Subarus. This is my 2017 Crosstrek. We take that trail driving quite a bit and camping. And they do go through quite a bit, which is kind of surprising. People are surprised, oh, a Subaru off-road. Well, they do really well off-road. Don't really have any videos on that. I do have a lot of pictures on my Instagram page. I can get that at the end of the video. But first, yeah, this is it here. This is a 2022. We picked this up, it's been about 2 weeks now. Don't even have 1,000 miles on it, so I'm a little nervous about putting a hitch on it just because I got to take the taillights and the bumper cover off. But yeah, let me get this. First, you're going to start by taking your taillights off, and they're actually pretty simple. You got these, I guess, Phillips head screw type fasteners, and what you do is you don't unscrew them, you just turn them enough and the Phillips head will pop out, and then you take a flat head and pull out the fasteners. There's two on each side, and the taillights come off. Make sure you undo your harness once you get them unhooked from the vehicle. And then if you have one that's equipped with the factory splash guards, which we don't, you'll have to take those off first to get to some clips. And those are pretty simple too. You just push in the center and those pop out, and you take a Phillips and pop them out the rest of the way, or I'm sorry, a flathead. And there is some all along the bottom. We'll get to that once I get down there. So I guess let me go ahead and get the taillights pulled out. Like I said, I'm just by myself with the phone in one hand and the light in the other hand right now. But yeah, if I can possibly show you how to do it, I'll get that on the video. And if this video goes well, we have plans for this. I have some skid plates coming from Primitive Racing. I'll definitely try to do a video on installing those. But yeah, let me get to it. Let me at least try to get one hand free and get these taillights pulled out, and then we'll start going on the clips on the bumper cover. Okay, I'm working on the first taillight, and these are the, I guess, Phillip head clips that I'm talking about. What you're going to want to do is kind of hold the outside ring from spinning, turn the Phillips head a little bit, and it pops out, and then use a flathead screwdriver, and you slide it underneath the ring itself, the outside ring, and pop it out. And what that does is pull off the, I guess, the decorative trim piece there. And then underneath that, there's going to be two 10 millimeter bolts. You take those out, and the taillight itself should slide out. It's probably held in with some sort of pins or clips up here. But let me go ahead and get that last top bolt out, and get this out and the other taillight out, and we'll go on to the bumper cover. Okay, we got the taillights out, and they came out pretty easy. Like I said, there's just those two plastic Phillips clips, and then underneath that cover is the two 10 millimeter bolts that you take out. And I just grabbed both ends of the tail light, wiggled a little bit, and there's clips on the side here that just slides right out. Undo your plug. Same on both sides, of course. And yeah, they slid right out. Make sure you lay them down on something soft. You know, being a brand new vehicle, you don't want to muck nothing up. So I got them laid out. And let's go ahead and look at the bumper. Now, I know along this side here, the body seam, all that just kind of snaps in. And I believe along here, snaps in. But then first thing you're going to want to do is there's clips here, one here, one here, and one here. I'll show you how to take those out. And then there's a little bit different style clips up underneath. And once you get those clips out, it should pull right off. I believe there's 10 or 12 of those clips underneath. And like I said, I apologize about the lighting and the quality of the video. First one doing it. So let me grab a light here and show you a little better. These clips here in the center, you see the little circle. I believe you just push those in and it kind of releases the clip. And then you want to snake a flathead or a trim tool if you have one. Flathead works just fine, just be careful. But yeah, let me see if I can show you how to pull one out. Alright. What you do is just kind of push that center in, you hear it pop, and you actually see it go in. Should be 3 of them here. And like I said, if you've got factory splash guards, you'll have to take those off too. But this car's not equipped with it. And then once you get those center pieces popped in, just kind of grab a flathead here. Let me grab a flathead. Yeah, we have our fridge in there and our jackery. We went on a road trip yesterday, so I gotta get that taken out. But go back here and see if I can do this one hand. And just kind of, trust me, I'm a little nervous, a new car, so I'll work on, but see how those clips just come out once you get that center pulled in, just like that. You got 2 more on this side and 3 on this side, and then we'll get down to the clips underneath the bumper and I'll show you those. Okay, I've got the 3 on this side done and the 3 on the passenger side done. And what I found out is, yeah, they push in real easy. And I didn't use a flathead screwdriver. I was able to just use my fingernails, get behind that clip, and it just came right out real easy. Let me shimmy underneath in a minute. Try to show you the position of the underside clips. And you know, you've got clips here, 2 on the side, looks like 3 in the center. Get those out, and then pretty much the bumper cover snaps off. And with these, it's kind of the same principle. You get a flathead underneath. Oh, right there, I even used my hand. Pull that out. Pull the center piece out. And do that the rest of them. And then once you get that center piece pulled out, sorry, trying to get to focus here. Once you get that center piece pulled out, you either use a flathead or get a nail underneath there, fingernail, and work it out. If you have trouble, grab a pair of pliers, but try not to too much pressure on your pliers and monk up your clip. But I believe there's 1, 2 on the sides, and looks like, from what I can see here, 3 on that. And then once those are out, all your fasteners are out, and I'm assuming that they're just clipping, snapping on the side along the body lines. And once again, you know, like I said, I apologize if the quality is not the greatest. First time doing it, so I am, there's not much videos on YouTube showing stuff like this on this car. So I'm just trying to see what I can do to make a video and get it posted so other people with these cars can kind of know what they're doing. Like I said, the dealer was going to charge a lot to have a hitch installed. And, I wasn't going to pay almost $1,000 to have a dealer put on, even though we ordered this car from the factory. When we decided to have them do the hitch, it was already too late for the factory to do it, so the dealer was going to do it, and well, then they charge you labor, and it was just outrageous what they wanted, and I just wasn't going to pay it. So I ordered one off of E-Trailer, which it came quick. I think I had it within 3 or 4 days. Same style hitch that the factory puts on. May not be the same brand, but same style. So yeah, let me get those bottom clips off, and then we'll get back to the video. And hopefully this bumper cover should just kind of unsnap from the sides and pull off. Just make sure you got something set up to where you can lay it down so you're not scuffing up your paint. Eventually we're going to do more build stuff on this car. Like I said, I have skid plates from Primitive Racing coming, so I plan on putting full skid plates underneath this car. I have them on the 2017 Crosstrack and couldn't be happier with those skid plates. And maybe eventually, if this video does good, I'll kind of do a walk around on the Crosstrack and explain what I got on that. It is lifted 2 inches, and of course it's all geared up. A lot of stuff's not on it right now as far as camping stuff. I see, if you guys notice this here, I'll go over this and where I got it from. It holds roto packs, works good. But yeah, let me get back to pulling the bottom clips off, and we'll see if we can get this bumper cover off. Okay, I've got all the bottom clips out, and what I found out with these is they do come out pretty easy. Like I said, you just pull that centerpiece out a little bit, and then either a flat head, and what I used was just my fingers. One thing I did find out is, though, you don't really want to pull on that once you get popped out, because it's hard to get the bottom clip out, the ring, I guess. If you have trouble pulling it out, you can push that in just a little bit, and it releases the pressure on it quite a bit, and they'll come right out with your hands. So I got those out, and I'm just going to double check. Always double check, make sure you got all your fasteners out. Don't want to just start yanking on it, especially being a new car. And I look like I have them all out. Like I said, there is 2 on the sides. Then it looks like 1, 2, and then the center one here. And what I'll try to do is show you that. Just pull it out, and it actually came right out on that one. And it should be free as far as your clips. Now it's just a matter of unsnapping it from the sides. And like I said, sorry about the quality here. I'm not a professional YouTuber. Don't claim to be. Now these cars are equipped with sensors on the bumper. And once you get your bumper cover loose from the car, there should be one main clip over on the driver's side. Unclip that, and that loosens up all your sensors. You don't have to take any sensors out. There should just be one main clip that powers all of them. And yeah, that should pull off, and we'll go. Okay, back real quick. Yeah, the sides pulled out real easy. I know it's nerve-wracking being a new car, but I'd start at the wheel well, and they just, like I said, just unsnap. But what I'm finding out here is you got that reflector. And it looks like it's just a clip. Trying to show you without dropping my light. There's a pretty gnarly clip back in here I seen from underneath, and I had a hard time trying to get that free. So what I did, there's 2 little prongs here. You just push down with the flat head, and it seems to release your bumper from the reflector. So we're going to go ahead and try to leave the reflector on to do that. And then under here, it should just snap in like it did on the sides. And here's a shot of the passenger side yet, which I haven't released that clips yet. Got one here and one here. Just push it down and then it pulls away from that reflector. So we'll see what it happens. Like I said, this side seems to be pretty loose from the reflector. I looked underneath, and yeah, it looks like a pretty big clip up in here behind the body panel that holds that reflector in. And being a new car, I didn't really want to yank on it hard, so I opted to do that method. There was release the reflector, and yeah, let's see what happens. I'll get back with you in a minute. Okay, yeah, I think your best method would do these two little prongs here. What you do is hang on to here, a little bit of pressure on it, pulling out. Flathead screwdriver, push those down and it pops right off. And just like I thought, like on the sides, just start here and put a little pressure in between, and it just popped right off. So right now it's just sitting on there, but it should just pull right off. You don't want to forget you got your plug to your sensor back here. So I see it right there. I know the lighting's pretty bad. I believe that's it there, the main plug. One of them is anyway. So let me get that unplugged and I'll try to show you exactly what plug it is once it's unplugged. Yeah, it's just one main plug. Sorry about the light. But that's the plug right there. It unplugged real easy, and that keeps all your sensors intact into your bumper cover, so you do not have to undo each sensor. And I believe your bumper cover should just lift right off, just like that. Once again, have something set up to where you could set it on, you're not mucking up the paint. Because eventually you're going to have to trim out just a little bit here to fit around the hitch. Sorry, trim out a little bit around here to fit around your hitch. But that's it. Bumper cover is off. It was rather easy. Like I said, it's early in the morning, and this has taken me, I don't know, half hour. I would imagine if I wasn't doing the video, it would have took me 10 minutes to pull that cover off. So it's a pretty quick process. And what you're going to end up doing is, this is your bumper reinforcement here. You got bolt there, should be one on the bottom. It's hard to see. One here on the bottom. And then there's a nut. Now the nut you're going to reuse. The kit should come with 3 a little bit longer bolts. Same on the other side. And what you're going to do is take your bolts out, loosen your nut up quite a bit, but leave it on. That way this doesn't fall. And your hitch slides up in between the body itself and the bumper reinforcement. So yeah, it's a pretty simple process. Now that I'm actually doing it, I'm kind of surprised on what the dealer was going to charge us, considering this is the 3rd brand new car we've bought from them. But that's a whole different story. So yeah, let me and I believe they look like probably roughly 14 millimeter. Let me get those loosened up and get the new hitch over here and go from there. See if we can get that slid up in there and start screwing that down. Okay, I'm back. Now there's 2 bolts per side. And then 1 nut. Like I said, you want to leave the nut on. And I just loosened up enough to where the bumper is still on both ends. And what happens is that your new hitch slides up between the body and the reinforcement bar. Let's take a new look at the hitch a minute. And here's the new hitch. It's from E-Trailer again. It's a Kurt brand hitch. And these here are notched out, and that's what slides over your stud that's got the nut on. And then you use the provided 2 new bolts and conical washers. And see how those are. You want to make sure they got little, I don't know, little studs, I guess, on it. And you want that towards the body of the car. And this is where it would probably come in handy to have 2 hands to slide up under there. But let's see how it goes. Let me get it slid up under there, and I'll get back with you before I tighten it down. Like I said, I've got, I don't know, 45 minutes to get this far. And a lot of it screwing around with the camera phone. And I know what you're going to need for tools. I guess I'll quick go over that. It's pretty much a 14mm wrench, probably a 14mm socket, a flathead, and a Phillips screwdriver. Other than that, you don't really use the flathead too much. All those plastic fasteners came out just by hand. So yeah, it's pretty easy. A lot easier than what I thought. Still don't understand why the dealer can justify as much as they do for installing these, because it's rather easy. But yeah, let me get back with you once I get this positioned up behind the bumper bar, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back real quick. And what I found out, I mean, you have your nut already loosened up. I loosened up as far as I could, and was still kind of tight trying to get that to slide up in there. So instead of fighting it, I think it's better just take the rest of the nuts off the rest of the way. You got one more clip that looks like it's some sort of a ground. Just unclip that, and your reinforcement bumper bar comes right off. I think it's better that way. That way you're not trying to fight getting the hitch slid up behind, scratching up your paint. Okay, I think I'll show you real quick. The hitch is up there. It's not tightened. What I did was put the nuts on to help hold the bumper support. And then I had a hard time getting the new bolts started on the bottom. So what I did, luckily, the factory ones are just long enough to where you can get the bottom ones in and start it, and it'll help hold it up. I'm going to attempt to put the new bolts in on the other side and then take the factory ones out and put them in. The difference between the bolts is the factory ones, as you can see, these are the new ones. This is the factory. Obviously it's shorter, but the factory ones are tapered a little bit on the bottom. So it makes it for an easier start. But like I said, they're long enough to get the bottom ones in to help hold it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the new ones in on the other ones and tighten down the nut a little bit more. And yeah, wasn't too bad. I did that by myself, just used my knee to hold it up. Definitely 2 hands would come in handy, but one person can do it. Just take your time and be careful. Okay, I got the new hitch mounted and tightened. What I did find out is there is access holes in your reinforcement bar that you can get a long ratchet or a long extension and ratchet in there. And I also did find out that the new bolts that come with the kit, they are 17mm. So you'll definitely need a 17, 15, Phillips, flathead, and some ratchets, and that's about it. Definitely recommend if you got a second pair of hands. It comes in handy to help hold the hitch up while you're putting your bolts in. Other than that, you can do it with one person. I did. It is hot here in Michigan. I am sweating right now, and I think it's just now 7 in the morning, so it tells you what the day is going to be like. So I've got the reinforcement on. Just don't forget to rehook your connection that you have to undo when you take the bump support off. This is where your sensors plug in when you go to put the bumper cover on. Like I said, there is a little spot on the black bumper cover bottom that you will have to trim out. What I'm going to plan on doing is I'll get my wife out here and we'll hold that up, and I'll try to mark that a little bit before I go ahead and just cut into a new car. Looks like roughly maybe a 2 or 3 inch by 2 or 3 inch cut you'll have to do on the very bottom to get the slide over your hitch part here. And then once you get that cut out, you want to start putting your cover on. Just make sure you rehook your sensors back up. You definitely would hate to get your bumper cover off, put back on, and realize you forgot your sensors. So yeah, let me get another pair of hands out here, and we will try to hold that bumper cover up a minute, do some marks on the bottom of it, and trim it out. But you know what? It's been a pretty easy installation. I did it all myself. Definitely comes in handy if you've got 2 hands, but needless to say, one person can do it. I did it. I did use my knee to help support that hitch. The new bolts are a little hard to get in. I'm going to be honest with you. Definitely got to make sure you have your holes square up. Just due to the fact that the new ones aren't tapered like the factory ones. But once they got started, I mean, they went right in nice and easy. So give me a few minutes, I'll get a second pair of hands, and we will try to get that measured out before we cut into a new brand new bumper cover. Okay, what I did is we held it up, made some measurements, and why I cut it like this is this center flap here and these open spots should fit around these here. And if I remember right, it was like, roughly 2.5 outside to outside. I believe like 3 inches in. So we're gonna go ahead and slide it on. It should fit pretty good. Nice clean look. And before we slap it on, once again, just make sure you plug your sensor plug in, and then you can go ahead and start. I would start with the side between the bumper and the body. Snap it in. Snap it in along your bottom trunk floor, and then you can start doing your fasteners. All right, there's the plastic bumper cover back on. Went on pretty easy. I definitely recommend 2 hands putting that on, just because it's fresh, not fresh, but new paint. You can see the hitch. I'm gonna put the taillights in next. And the sides just snap back in. Put all your clips in. There we go, focusing. But yeah, it went in nice. Hitch is installed. You know, sorry about the lighting. Grab a light a minute. But there's the hitch. Nice clean cuts. You know, definitely take your time. Don't overcut your bumper cover. You know, you can always cut more. It's just hard to replace at what you cut off. But nice clean look there. So taillights, before I do the taillights though, I've got a got a wiring kit also when I bought the hitch, and I believe the part number is 56040. So I will look at that and probably get that hooked up before I put the taillights on. Okay, taillights are back in. After looking at the wiring kit, I realized you really don't need the taillights to put the wiring kit in. Looks pretty simple, almost plug and play on the wiring kit. So I do have the taillights in. I thought I'd show you guys that real quick. And everything goes back together in the order that you take it off. Same process of taking it off, just reverse the order. Everything is pretty simple. It's just extremely hot out today or this morning. But yeah, hitch is in. There we go, focus. So I mean, nice clean look, nice hitch. I've got a Kurt hitch on the cross chuck. I've been happy with that, no issues with that whatsoever. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that wiring, and I'll show you guys that. And hopefully this will help you out if you got the same model year, 2022 Outback Wilderness. Like I said, there's not many videos on this car yet as far as doing mods. Have skid plates coming up soon. Can't wait for those to come in. Plan on going to my father-in-law's to do that on the lift just to make it easier. But yeah, it's not too bad. I will get back to you here shortly once I start tearing in the wiring. I know that sounds scary on a new car, but for the most part, a couple panels you take off on the inside, and I think it just plugs right into a factory plug, and screw in the ground wire, and that's about it on the wiring. I'll get back to you soon. Okay, I'm back. What I found out is the directions that came with the hitch aren't the greatest. They actually tell me that the plug is over on the driver's side back by the seat. So after looking and looking, I could not find it. So I gave up, went on eTrailer. They do have videos. And I went for a 2021 Outback because, as I said earlier, they don't really have any videos for the 22 Wilderness. Well, come to find out, the plug is not over there. The plug is right here, passenger side, taped up underneath this bottom lip. So just plug in your plug that comes with the wiring kit, and yeah. So I was getting frustrated because the direction said it was over there in the corner, and I'm reaching up underneath the side panels, couldn't find nothing. But you do have to take all your floor stuff off, which a lot of that just pulls right up. Your foam pieces on the side here, which you didn't need to take up after I found that out. But passenger side comes up the same way, it's just a couple of clips. They do break sometimes, so best bet is I put my fingers up underneath the foam, my thumb on the clip, and just quick pull it up, and it pops right up. So yeah, that's nice directions here. I'll have to email eTrailer, let them know that the directions state that for Outbacks it's on the driver's side by the rear seat, which it's not. It's actually taped up under there. So what you see there is the, try to focus in, factory plug part, and then the plug for the wiring harness. And then what you'll end up doing is just routing this out. For now, I am just going to let this hang out. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but like I said, we are going to plan on hopefully doing a build on this. Like I said, I got some skid plates coming. Gonna get those on. I know my wife wants an awning put on, just like the Crosstrek has. So we're hopefully gonna do that eventually. We got to look on the market for some crossbars because it does not come with crossbars. They don't even offer it. They do, but they're pretty costly. So I'm trying to do stuff on a budget, and that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to do these videos here, is to show that, you know, with little know-how, you guys can do stuff on a budget. But yeah, it's a great car. I got really nothing bad to say about it. Except maybe factory skid plates. A little disappointed in some of the skid plates. We were under the impression that the front one came standard metal. Well, it's not. It's plastic. And come to find out, I'm not the only one that thought that too. A lot of people online are saying the same thing, that they were under the impression that the front skid plate on this is standard metal, and by any means it's not. We've already been in contact with the dealer on that and kind of back and forth with them on that. But like I said, I've got skid plates coming from Primitive Racing. We're going to get those installed. But yeah, so hopefully this video helped. Sorry about the sound and quality if it's not the greatest. This is the first video I've done. Going to try to do some more. We'll see how this one goes. But yeah, I'm going to get the floor put back in after I finish up routing my wires. And that's it. That's how to install a trailer hitch on a 2022 Wilderness. Hopefully this helps, and hope you guys will be able to understand this. And yeah, until the next one, thank you.